Coming to the metallic poisons, very important poison, that is by the lead. Lead is ranked second on the top hazardous substances. The use of lead in residential paint was banned in 1977. Lead containing pigments still are used for outdoor paint products because of their bright colors and weather resistant properties. Tetraethyl, tetramethyl lead are still used as additives in the gasoline in several countries. Lead poisoning is a notifiable and compensable disease in India since 1924. Uses and sources of lead: pigments and paints, toys and jewelry, petrol, that is an anti-knock agent, herbal remedies, storage batteries, weights, radiation shielding, soldering, drinking water pipes, bullets and ammunition, lead glazed tableware. These are regular products in our daily practice, daily use, and chronic poisoning that occurs. Now see the bullets, pipelines. In children, lead poisoning is very common due to handling of the toys by the children. See, car batteries, all batteries, they contain lead. Wires are there, lead wires. Soldering, as in the electronics part. Lead poisons, it is a heavy steel grey metal, metallic lead, and all its salts are poisonous. The principal salts are lead acetate, sugar of lead, that is also called sugar of lead, lead carbonate, saphira, a white crystalline powder, lead chromate, a bright yellow powder, lead monoxide, litharge, that is pale brick red or pale orange masses. These are the different types of. Now that is very important is the lead, that is a lead tetroxide, that is also called vermilion, sindoor, scarlet crystalline lead tetroxide powder. Where you can see this is a common use as a paint. Whenever you go to the Hanuman Mandir and statue of Hanuman is painted with this sindoor, that is a typical example. And another common use of sindoor, you don't know, but in chicken 65, for the appearance of color, they use sindoor. That means you have to beware of this lead tetroxide poisoning. What is the fatal dose? 20 gram lead acetate, 40 gram lead carbonate. What is the fatal period? 1 to. Pathophysiology. Lead interferes with a variety of body processes and is toxic to many organs and tissues. The heart, bones, teeth, intestines, kidneys, thyroid gland, reproductive and nervous system represents its main target. Lead perturbs multiple enzyme systems. As in most heavy metals, lead interacts with the sulfatyl groups and interferes with the action of enzyme necessary for the heme synthesis and for hemoglobin formation and cytochrome formation production. It causes hemolysis. Chronic lead poisoning, that is also called plumbism or saturnism. Whenever there is a question of plumbism or saturnism, you have to write chronic lead poisoning. Now, first you have to write what are the causes of chronic lead poisoning. Inhalation of lead dust or fumes in makers of white lead and lead paints. Drinking water. Absorption through intact or raw skin. Food from vessels lined inside with the tin. Absorption of the vermilion applied to the scalp. Children chewing or licking toys. What are the signs and symptoms? I especially shown this slide, that is for signs and symptoms. We look for this facial pallor and pallor in mouth, anemia, punctate basophilia or basophilic stippling. Now, especially I shown this picture of lead line. What is the lead line? A stippled blue line, that is called Burtonian line, where you have to see on the gums or just at the root of the teeth. These are the blue line on the gum, and that is called Burtonian line. Colic and constipation, lead palsy, tremor, numbness, cramp, wrist drop, foot drop. That is a very common. But unilateral wrist drop, unilateral foot drop, that occurs in also in leprosy, mononeuropathies. Signs and symptoms, that is encephalopathy, common in children. CVS and kidneys, hypertension, nephritis, reproductive system, menstrual irregularities, sterility, abortion. Other systems involved, that is emaciation, that means loss of weight, dyspepsia, loss of hair, etc. See this Burtonian line. Why I am stressing this point? There is one case in the Ruby Hall, and the patient was admitted after 3 years of complaints, that is neurological complaints, to the neurophysician. He was not able to diagnose that neuropathology or neurological case. Accidentally he saw his wife was giving some churn to the patient, and that churn was contained lead, and then he got the blood sample with a high lead concentration, and he treated accordingly and he recovered. But for the detailed examination, you have to see the Burtonian line and diagnose with the blood film history, and in the blood film what you have to see? Basophilic stippling, means presence of many dark blue colored pinhead sized spots in the cytoplasm of RBCs due to toxic action of lead on the porphyrin metabolism. In the examination, there was a question regarding the basophilic stippling. Nobody draw a diagram of RBC showing the blue color pinhead sized spots. Remember, whenever you have to score or get full marks, you have to draw the diagrams whenever necessary in the forensic medicine. And basophilic stippling, Burtonian line, that is a very important in the examination for the suspicion of lead poisoning. Exposure to lead also can be evaluated by measuring erythrocyte protoporphyrin, that is EP, in blood samples. Zinc protoporphyrin, that is ZPP, in the blood samples. Examination of hair, nails are also introduced. Fecal and urine examination is also very important for the diagnosis of lead poisoning. Presence of lines called lead lines at the metaphyses in the long bones of growing children, especially around the knees. See the lead lines as shown by the arrow mark, that is at the metaphyses. These are the lead lines. It is a typical additional information from the X-ray. See the long bones radiographs. Lead lines in 5 years old male with radiological growth retardation and blood level, lead level is 37.3 microgram. You have to see the lead lines. Lead lines in 3 years old girl with blood lead level as is a 10.6 microgram. See the lead lines. These are all Burtonian line, basophilic stippling and lead lines. You can suspect this lead poisoning. Now you have to draw this slide in the practical book. As a lead, you have to diagnose or you have to identify the powder content in the bottle, that is a red, that is a sindoor, and that is sindoor is nothing but lead tetroxide, and you have to draw with the relevant colors. You have to identify as a lead tetroxide or sindoor. What are the signs and symptoms? Colic abdominal pain, anorexia, nausea, constipation, microstatic hypochromic anemia, basophilic stippling, lead encephalopathy, lead palsy, lead line, that is Burtonian line, nephrotoxicity, etc. What is the treatment? On the acute poisoning, severe poisoning without encephalopathy, adult dose is the BAL 12 mg per kg per day, EDTA 50 mg per kg per day. Severe poisoning with encephalopathy, children BAL 4 mg per kg. For seizures, give diazepam, repeat BAL 4th hourly. Mild poisoning, you have to use D-phencylamine 30 mg per kg body weight or per day. Moderate poisoning EDTA 50 mg per kg per day. In the chronic poisoning of lead, that is called plumbism or saturnism, metallic test, vomiting, lethargy, renal damage, colic, seizure, delirium, coma, these are that is diagnosed as a chronic lead poisoning. What are the post-mortem findings will depend on whether it is a case of acute or chronic poisoning. What is the medico-legal importance? Accidental poisoning with chronic use is a cosmetic and painters. Abortifacient, cattle poison. In hunters, poison occurs with the ammunition. Retained bullet, lead bullets, that is also called souvenir bullet. And you have to write this slide in the practical book. Coming to the last is the mercury, that is also called quicksilver. Mercury is ranked third on the top hazardous substances. Atmospheric mercury is dispersed across the globe by winds and returns to the earth in the rainfall, accumulating in soil and food chains and fish in lakes. What are the compounds of mercury? These are the inorganic and organic, mercuric and mercurous. The compounds mercury chloride, corrosive sublimate, colorless, odorless, nauseating, metallic taste. Mercury sulfide, cinnabar or sindoor, artificial powder, vermilion. Mercuric oxide, iodide, cyanide, these are the some compounds of mercury. Mercurous chloride, that is also called calomel, used as a purgative. Organic compounds more toxic here, that is the phenyl methoxy methyl mercuries. These are the organic compounds. What is the mechanism of action? Mercuric compounds enter into the body, enter into the blood, enters the cell, binds with the sulfhydryl groups, and impairment of functions of the organ, especially hemoglobin formation, and there is a defect in the hemoglobin formation and leads to hemolysis. What is the chronic poisoning? That is also chronic mercury poisoning is also called hydrargyrism. What are the sources? Accidental exposure from industries, excessive therapeutic use, recovery from large dose, long-term use of ointments. What is the classic triad of this mercury poisoning? Gingivitis and salivation. Tremors, that is very important, and neuropsychiatric changes. Tremor, typical symptoms, Danbury's tremors. These are the some, why I have shown this slide, especially because you have to know these tremors, they are from the mercury poisoning. They are Danbury's tremors, Hatter's shake or glass blower's shake, concussio mercurialis. These are the tremors, Danbury's tremors, hand, lips and tongue, arms and legs. That is from the mercury poisoning. Hatter's shake or glass blower's shake, that is the tremors, advanced condition, unable to dress, write or walk properly. Concussio mercurialis, that is a severe form of CNS depression, no activity possible. Mercurial erythism, that is also short nosed, is seen in persons working with mercury in mirror manufacturing firms. Refer mercurial erythism, that refers to the psychological symptoms. Psychosis, anxiety, depression, hallucination, loss of confidence, loss of memory, irritability, these are all psychological problems in the mercurial erythism, that is from the chronic mercury poisoning. Mercurial lentis, that is also short note in the theory. Mercurial lentis is from the mercurial poisoning. What you have to observe in the eyes? Exposure of the vapor, brownish deposit of the mercury on the anterior lens capsule. See in the figure, there is a brownish deposit in the anterior lens capsule. It is bilateral and no effect on visual acuity. That is very, very important. That means signs of the chronic poisonings you have to see and you have to know where we have to look for. In the skin, chronic mercury poisoning that affects skin, and that is called acrodynia or pink disease. Chronic mercury exposure, especially in children, there is a skin rash, anorexia, insomnia, sweating. Hands and feet, look for the hands and feet and look for 5 P's. Pink disease, remember with 5 P's. Puffy, pinkish, painful, parasitic and peeling of the skin. You have to observe on the hands and feet. Acrodynia or pink disease, that is in the chronic mercurial poisoning. See this hand, that is a typical pink disease. Due to eating of sea fish, poisoning by mercury, that is organic mercury, toxicity occurs with long term exposure, especially methyl mercury, dimethyl mercury or ethyl mercury, and affects the CNS. That is called Minamata disease. Signs progress with paresthesia to ataxia in hands and feet, followed by generalized muscle weakness, narrowing of the field of vision, and talking and hearing impairment, tremor, muscle spasticity. In extreme cases, paralysis, coma, death follow within weeks of the onset of the symptoms. Teratogen and large chronic exposure, asymptomatic mothers with severely affected infants. Infants appeared normal at birth, but psychomotor retardation, blindness, deafness, and seizures developed over time. Remember this entity of chronic mercury poisoning in the congenital or childhood diseases, that is also called congenital Minamata disease. And see this, and you have to remember this is the entity is there in the chronic mercury poisoning. Now this is a slide you have to draw, and in the practical book you can see the mercury in the test tube, level of mercury in the test tube. You have to identify this spotter, and there is a question further, write down the signs, symptoms, postmortem changes or treatment or medico-legal importance. What are the signs and metallic test? Salivation, choking, dysphagia, mucous membrane corroded, bloody stool, oliguria, hematuria, hypotension, albuminuria, coma. Chronic poisoning, that is called hydrargyrism, that is also Danbury's tremors, glass blower's tremors, psychosis, that is mercurial erythism, acrodynia, pink disease, mercuria lentis, Minamata disease. These are the diseases in the chronic mercury poisoning. Postmortem changes, mucous membrane of GIT inflamed and corrugated and eroded. Stomach contain coagulated albumin mixed with liquid, and spleen is congested. What is the treatment? Remove patient from the exposure. Chelation therapy with the ball and DIMSA. What is the medico-legal important? That is, a homicidal and suicidal is very rare. Accidental poison is very common due to consumption of fishes. Occupational in the dentist. Hat industries, that is called hatter's shake. Glass industries, that is called glass blower's shake. This is a medico-legal importance in the mercury. Okay, thank you. I will give assignment on the classroom. Please see the assignment and submit on the classroom. Thank you.